Om. 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 Sahanavavatu. Sahanau bhunaktu. Sahaviryam karavavahai. Tejasvinavadhitamastu. Ma vidvishavahai. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Salam everyone. Last week, at the end, I think I had some problem with the computer, so I thought I will just quickly review what we discussed last week also. So I have it on the slides here. We will go over that quickly. So this was the fourth mantra which we were looking at. Tripad urdhva udait purushah padosyeha bhavat punah tato vishwam vyakramat sa shananashane abhi. So we had already looked at, I think, just I will not go through the details. I think we have already done it. Tripat urdhva udait purusha padaha asya iha abhavat punah tataha vishwang vyakramat sashana anashane abhi. So what we said was that the 3/4 of the world is above. Okay. Udait Purusha, the Supreme Being, has 3/4 of his person, the form, above us. Okay, it's much beyond. It rises far above this world, Iha. Okay, is this world, Iha, is only 1/4 of the form of the Lord, Purusha. Okay, and the 3 parts or 3/4 are above us. Punaha Abhavat, they again come back again and again. So this here, this world is something which comes back again and again. So there is some sort of a rotation. Punaha tataha Vishwang Vyakramat. See, this entire world, all these world are his limbs, which spread out everywhere. This entire universe, the galaxies, and so on. Okay. When we say Iha, that itself means all this creation actually. This creation is not only the earth which we see, this entire universe is all a part of his, they are all his limbs. Ishwang Vyakramat. Sa Ashana Anashane Abhi. Ashana, we said, was to eat. So all those that eat, Sashana. Anashane means that which does not eat, that it does not consume. Okay. So God is beyond, Abhi, beyond all that eats and all that doesn't eat also. So we looked at, all living beings usually consume something else. The food cycle, something eats the other, and so on. So all that consumes and is consumed in this world is the cyclical nature of this world. And Anashana, I mean, there are things which are in this creation which does not eat, which does not consume. Generally, the inanimate objects, the mountains, the river, the water, they do not eat or consume anything. They're just themselves. So, but beyond all these is God. God surpasses all this, even in this world. Okay, so even in this world, He surpasses everything. That means He covers and extends beyond all that we can see and perceive. So that's what this mantra is. Tripadurdhva udai purusha padosyeha bhavat punah tato vishwang vyakramati sashananashane abhi. So we looked at it. I think I was trying to read this when my computer lost all connections and power. So I'll just read it. I think I read it last time also, but no harm in just reading it again. Vyasa once asked some persons who came to him for advice to cross the Yamuna, that's a river, near his ashram, to bring him milk and fruits, and after eating his fill, he told them, well, if I have maintained my vow of fasting, go now and the Yamuna will make way for you. They said, then we are lost, for we saw you eat your fill with the things we ourselves brought you. But Vyasa said, I did not eat them. I offered all to Krishna. I have no body delusion. I am the Atma dwelling in this body. His Atma consciousness was so well grounded that he could assert that he had not broken his vow. So as we can see, Purusha who is within us, actually who we really are also, does not consume anything. Because anything that which consumes will always be consumed by something. If we eat something, something will eat us. That is the natural law in this world. So Purusha is who is not bound by that. Purusha does not eat. He is not eaten by anything. But food is also him. But in that sense also, that's another. So as you can see, Purusha Suktam is talking about this Atmic principle, which is Ashana, Anashana. Okay, it's neither Ashana or Anashana, which is beyond that also. But you can also say he is the food, he is the one who eats, but he is beyond that also. So those principles are coming out in this mantra. We will take a look at the next mantra now. This is the fifth mantra. Tasmad virada jayata. Virajo adhi purushaha. Sajato atyarichyata. Paschad bhumi matho puraha. Tasmad virada jayata. Virajo adhi purushaha. Sajato atyarichyata. Paschad bhumi matho puraha. Tasmad virada jayata. Virajo adhi purushaha. Sajato atyarichyata. Paschad bhumi matho puraha. We look at the pronunciation and any area which you have to pay attention to. Tasmad virada jayata. There are no aspirated consonants. So I think it should be reasonably simple. Virajo adhi purushaha. In this adhi, the dhi is using the fourth letter in the ta varga. So it has to be aspirated. Adhi. It should be mahaprana. Okay. With extra air. Adhi. Purusha. The sha is again cerebral sha. So pay attention. Adhi purushaha. Sajato atyarichyata. Paschad bhumi. This bhu is again the fourth letter in the pa varga. So bha. Okay. So bhu mi matho. This tha is the second letter in the tha varga, so it has to be aspirated. So it's tho. Bhumi matho puraha. Okay. Paschad bhumi matho puraha. So that's in terms of pronunciation. We look at the split of the sandhis, the joints. So the first word actually is comprised of three. It's one compound word which comprises of three simple words. Tasmat, Virat, Ajayata. So in the word Tasmat, it and vi join, and the it becomes id. So ta becomes the because of sandhi. So Tasmad Virad. Okay. So that there's a change because of sandhi. But individually it's Tasmat and Virat. Then Virat and Ajayata again join. This it and join. This it becomes id because of sandhi. So it becomes da. Okay. The it plus a becomes not ta but da. So Virada Jayata. Okay. Tasmat Virat Ajayata becomes Tasmad Virada Jayata. Okay. Then the next one, the original word is Virajaha, but because of Sandhi, the Jaha becomes Jo. Virajo. Okay. Then Adhi, nothing else, no change. Purusha. Sa Jataha. So the Jataha has become Jato. Again, the Taha becomes To because of Sandhi. Atyarichyata. There's no change. Again, Paschat Bhumim Atho Ataha. Paschat Bhumim Ataha becomes Paschat Bhumim Atho. Okay. So what happens is the it and ub, because of the joining, it becomes id. Just the way it became Tasmat became id, this also becomes id, the third letter in the Tavarga. Paschad Bhumim. Then plus a becomes ma. So that becomes Paschad Bhumi Mataha. But the Ataha again, the Thaha, the Visarga becomes O because of Sandhi, Puraha. So Ataha becomes Atho. Okay. Paschad Bhumi Matho Puraha. So that's as far as Sandhi and the splitta go. So we will look at the meanings now. So the first word is Tasmat. Here the meaning is Tasmat means from that, him. Okay, so this is the, in terms of grammar, it's the fifth vibhakti or fifth noun form of tat. Okay, that tat is that. Tasmat means from that. Okay, Tasmat, from that. What is that? That him, Purusha. Okay, which we have already discussed who that Purusha is. So from that Purusha. So in that is actually that. It is a napumsaka, neutral gender word. But as you all know, in Upanishads, God is always called Tat. Okay, that. So he is beyond any gender. God is. So that's why Tasmat, from that Purusha. Virat. Virat basically means the sum total of all this, all the creation. So if you take the entire world, you know, this expanse of universe, all the galaxies and so on, everything combined is called Virat. Okay, Virat. Tasmat Virat Ajayata. This entire universe, okay, this gigantic universe is manifested. It was born. It was created from that Purusha. Sairam, Sister Devi.
Sairam, so this sum total of creation, that is just 1/4. And beyond all that is the 3/4. Yes. Thank you, Sairam.
Yes, sister. So from this Purusha, who is 1/4, all this has come into being. He is the raw material from which everything is made. He is not only creator, see, that's the difference in Sanatana Dharma. In Sanatana Dharma, whatever is created is also God, because it is part of him. He has made the world out of himself. So that Purusha, from that Purusha, all this came into being, which, as Sister Devi was telling, this is this Iha, or this is this 1/4, one part of the Lord. Ajayata. Okay. Tasmad Virada Jayata. Virajo. Okay. Virajaha is actually from this Virat. The noun, simple noun is Virat. Fifth vibhakti, or the fifth form of that Virat is Virajaha. So Viraja is nothing but a different form of the word Virat, which means from Virat. Virajaha means from Virat. So it's the fifth vibhakti, a fifth noun form of the word Virat. So because we have already looked at Virat, so from this Virat, this from this universe, Adhipurushaha. Okay. So he is over and above this Virat, which is what Sister Devi was asking. Is there a 3/4 above that? Yes, that's the 3/4 which is being referred to Adhipurusha. So we can imagine this vast universe itself is so huge we cannot fathom. But God is much beyond that. He surpasses that. Adhipurusha. Adhipurusha also means one who is looking after that, who controls, who manages. The word Adhi as that who supervises. Like Adhipati means a Lord who is above. Okay, Adhikara means having power to control. Okay, power to administer. So Adhi has also those meanings. Yes, sister. Just Auntie Saku.
Yeah, this is supreme being, one who is full. Means is it all the one whole, this thing, or 3/4?
Yeah, so I see Purushaha. I just gave the word. What is the meaning of Purushaha? I think Kalyani was asking about Purushaha and Purusha. What's the difference? They refer to the same entity. So Puru also comes from the word that which is full. That's how you get the Purnamata. Purnamada, Purnamitam. Pur means full, complete. Okay. So when we say Purusha, one who is so full, such a person is Purusha. So that is just the meaning of the etymological meaning of Purusha. I put there one who is full is Purusha, which is supreme being. He's so complete, so full, that even when you take something out of him, he remains full. That kind of meaning. So
Thank you. Thank
so
you.
that's what Purusha is. Okay. So the Purusha who is much beyond all that. Saha, he. Okay, that Purusha. Now from Tat, they have also used, they use Tat. Yes, Sister Aruna.
Brother, you said Purana, Purushaha, that means it consists of the 1/4 and 3/4, everything. Am I right, please? Yes, that's the full will come. Okay, thanks. Silent.
So that's 1/4 plus 3/4, then that person is full. Not only in size, he's also so full, even if you take anything out of him, he remains the same, full. ever full. That also means Purusha. So it will never diminish. Yes, Brother Kumar.
No, quick question, brother. I know you said Adi Purusha, right? Is it, my understanding, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Adi means it's not something to do with the ancient, right? It's just that means Adi Purusha. That's what you will say if it's an ancient.
So Adi, brother, it's
Yes.
the other da.
Oh,
Okay.
got it.
Adi is the other da. That is the third letter in the third.
Thank you. No, thank you. I got it. I got it. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you.
That's Adi means beginning. Adi, Anta. Adi means beginning, Anta is end. But in this case, it's Adi. Okay. Dhi is the fourth letter in the third. Adi Purusha. Saha, he, Jataha. So Jataha, many people means born also is the meaning which people give. But I use the word manifested. Okay, he to come into being. That's also Jataha. Saha Jataha Atyarichyata. Atyarichyata means he became many. He divided himself into all these things in this world. So, for example, there's another Vakyam in Vedas, which is Ekoham Bahushyam. One I am, I become many. So God, who is one, has become all these different beings, many. So every Jivatma is him. So that one thing which was single and one whole thing, became differentiated into in many ways. Atyaricha means to exceedingly, to great extent, he has divided. So that means he has divided himself into every single possible way it can be divided. So even if you look at this world, all human beings, all animals, all birds, all beasts, even one cell organisms, everything is to be that one Purusha who is all over. He has become all this. He separated himself from himself and became all this many. That process is called creation. That is Atyarichyata. Okay. Sahajata Hati. So he manifested as all these different things. Okay. Paschat Bhumim Ataha Puraha. Okay. Paschat Bhumim. So later, so that means first he divided himself into many things and then he became the earth. Earth is a standard word which we use called Bhumi. That's the way we understand. But actually the Bhumi here means Bhuloka. Bhuloka is what? Iha. So this entire universe is actually Bhumi. When we say Bhu, Bhuva, Swaha, all that which we see in our waking state with our eyes, whatever we can perceive through the five senses, all that is Bhumi. Okay, so these things, once the Purusha became divided into many aspects, he formed this earth. He became the earth. So it should Jataha, Atyarichyataha, Bhumim Jataha, like that you should take. So he became the Bhumi after that. So basically he crystallized himself. He was one. That's why from the Akasha to Bhumi, we also looked at that Prithvi. So when God became many, so small atoms, energy waves or whatever, rays or whatever, then they crystallize, and they become the grossest thing, which is Prithvi. So the one became split, divided himself into many, then he crystallized and formed what is called Bhumi. Okay, Bhumi. Ataha Puraha. Then Ataha Puraha. Puraha is body. Okay. People are called Purusha because he lives in the Pura. The body in which whoever is remaining in the body is Purusha also. So Pura means body. Pura also means castle. Okay. a fortress, fort. All of them are Pura. So that became the body. So first Bhumi itself is all that Iha, then it's made into different structures which can contain other things. So they become Pura. So that's why the Tripura is also comes from this. Three Puras. We know the story of Shiva went to kill the three Puras. There were three Rakshasas, which is but nothing. Three Puras are nothing but the body, mind, and the causal form. Bhu, Bhuva, Suva. So that is also Pura. Each of them is a Pura. So all that he became Purusha. Okay. First he was one. He is sum total of all this and beyond all this. Then this one supreme full being, differentiated himself or divided himself into many, Atyarichyata. Then he became the Bhumi, all this gross world which we perceive. And within this gross world, he became the Pura, different forms, different fortresses. So each body also is a Pura. All of us have a Pura. Okay. One Pura is the external body, then Manas is also another Pura. So there are three Puras we have, that's the Tripura. God basically, when that is thought, word and deed becomes one, the God is able to connect to us. That's the Tripura Merita, all that stories, but that's what it means. So God made all this out of himself and he manifested as all this. So this is the way the Rishis saw the Purusha. So I have some excerpts. We can just read them. The Upanishad has revealed three forms in which the transcendental Brahma Tattva manifests itself. Okay. The three forms are Virat, Hiranyagarbha, and Avyakrita. Okay, Avyakrita. These three forms are related to the gross, subtle, and causal forms of human body. They are related to the three states of consciousness: waking, dream, and deep sleep. The Virat form is the gross physical form assumed by the Atma in the waking state for leading a long life in the world. He manifests himself in many forms under many names, Atyarichyata. The entire cosmos consisting of animate and inanimate objects, Ashana, Anashana, is the form of Virat, permeating the five basic elements. The Virat Purusha, the cosmic person, is manifest in every creature from an ant to the absolute, demonstrating thereby that the cosmos is a manifestation of the divine. Jataha. He is called Virat because of his cosmic manifestation and his immanence in everything in creation that is perceivable. Thus, everything that is seen is a manifestation of Virat. The Virat Swarupa, the cosmic form, is related to the external physical universe. Assuming the gross physical form, the Virat, the cosmic person, stands for as an ideal. He has other names. One is Vaishwanara. This is the divine energy. This is the divine in every being who identifies himself as I. From a king to a peasant, from a millionaire to a pauper, from a child to an old man, a woman or a man, every person identifies himself or herself by using the term I. I am so and so. The concept of I is thus present in every being. Vaishwanara is the entity that makes every being use the term I to distinguish himself or oneself. The other name is Vairaja Sutta. Okay. It means one who has assumed a mysterious form. While being present in every being, he appears to be absent. While carrying on all activities, he appears to be inactive. While experiencing everything, he appears to be not the experiencer. It is for these reasons he is called Vairaja Sutta. Okay. That this is the inner meaning of these three different forms of the Virat Swarupa cosmic person. This is from a discourse in 1991, summer course discourse by Swami in 1991. So as you can see Swami's discourses are basically essence of the Upanishads. So, he has nicely explained the same concept which we studied in the last two mantras in this, how the universe is a manifestation of the law. Basically, the entire Upanishad verse is in Swami's discourse, as you can see. And very nicely explained so that we can understand in common language. I have another excerpt. We will read that also. Yes, Uncle Gopala.
Sairam. Going back to the previous passage, could you please elaborate a little bit more on that? It's quite deep in the substance of that whole. It will be nice if you can elaborate more on that.
Oh, okay. I think, I don't know. See, this entire universe, as we say, see, the entire Upanishad is why we chant is, and why we understand and why we want to learn this, is for us to be able to experience divine in everything in this world. Whatever we see, whatever we witness, whatever we experience, we have to ultimately experience it as divine. So whether it is in the waking state, as Swami said, the Virat Swarupa is the waking state. Then we have dream state. And Swami is giving the word, as you can see in the previous, three states of consciousness. Okay, Hiranya Garbha and Avyakta. So Virat is that which is gross. Hiranya Garbha also Swami is something which Swami has always spoken of. Swami says that is the way God is present in us, in our heart. Okay, Hiranya Garbha. Hiranya means gold. I think when we looked at some of the words laid earlier on in Shivapasana Mantra and also early Rudram section, we talked about it. What is gold? Okay, so Hiranya, Hita Ramya, that's what Swami said, that which is good, that which is pleasing. So that is in the heart, that's the Hiranya. Okay, that is usually, that's the one which is, makes us see, witness and experience things in our dream state. Because he's in our heart, he's not part of the Indriyas, he's not perceived by the external Indriyas. So that's Hiranyagarbha, who is an indweller. That's a subtle form of God, which we all experience, and that's what we witness and experience in our dream state. We close our eyes and we use the mind to experience that through our antakarana. Then the last one is Avyakrita. Vyakrita means, Vyakti means individualization, individuation. So Avyakrita means one who is not even individualized. So that means in our deep sleep, we don't even experience ourselves as a separate person. In dream state also we'll think we are there and somebody else is there. But in Avyakrita state, we do not know of any other person. We don't know even we are a person. That state is called dream state, deep sleep state, which actually we are experiencing. Only thing is, when we experience this, we don't experience it as a divine experience. So that is why the Virat is given, so that we should be able to slowly cultivate the understanding that everything we see is made of God. Everything gross we see is God. That's why in India, generally the practice is whatever you touch, you pray to. Anything you touch, you pray. Book, you pray. Pen, you pray. Food, you pray. Your stove, you pray to. The stone, you pray to. Tree, you pray. People think we are foolish. No. It is not, because generally the Western understanding is these people were scared of everything, so they were praying. No. The rishis were not scared. Why they were not scared? Because they think everything is divine. That's what comes through in the Upanishads. This was written thousands of years ago. Even today, the Western thought process has not captured even a minuscule of this thought. Even a minuscule. But unfortunately, we also have, even though we are born in a tradition, we don't even know. We differentiate. So this is actually the supreme experience of how we have to experience and live in this world. That's why Purusha Suktam is considered so divine, because it brings, even Rudram also did the same thing. It says that is Rudra, this is Rudra, thief is Rudra, robber is Rudra, cows are Rudra. That's another way of, it's the same thing. But here also, to experience, this is a different way of explaining the same concept. So that is Virat Swarupa, Hiranyagarbha. So once we learn to consciously able to see divinity in our waking state, our dream state also will be equally spiritual. Our nidra also, deep sleep also will be what the yogis call yoga nidra. Then they go, when they fall asleep, they think they are falling asleep in the divine. That they go in with that full idea. That's why in yoga practices, the people practice, relax the body and have, relaxation to that extent that you sleep. You're sleeping with awareness, actually. So that is actually experiencing divine, which is supposed to grant us the best rest. So that is Purusha. That's why Swami has nicely explained Virat, Hiranyagarbha, and Avyakrita. Because in that state, there's no I, there's no you, there's no individualization. Avyakrita. So that is this. Actually, we can discuss. Uncle says, I should spend more time. And, so here again, Swami goes, then Swami is referring to Aham. I don't know whether we know Brahmarpanam, Brahma Havir. The second verse which one is Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva. So Krishna is telling Arjuna, Aham, that Aham principle, I, by like a Vaishwanaro Bhutva, in the form of Vaishwanara, becoming the Vaishwanara, Praninam Deham Ashritaha. In every being I reside. And what does he do there? He says, Prana Apana Samayutta Pachamyannam Chaturvidam. I digest all the food which is given to me. Using Prana Apana, which is again God Himself. So even that is coming through. So all of them are, so the Vaishwanara is the divine being present in everyone, in the gross form. So Swami is in the Virat. So Virat, Vishnu, Vaishwanara, all relate to the same concept in slightly different ways. Vishnu is Virat Purusha, who is present as Vaishwanara in every being in this world. So that's why Vishnu is called, he's all pervading, because he's present in everything in this world as Vaishwanara. So that is that. Then Swami is talking about Vairaja Sutta, means his forms are all mysterious, everything is unique. And you can't even decide who is he. But the thing is, not only that he is present, he's also, as you can see, he's experiencing at the same time he's not experiencing. He's active at the same time he's not active also. So people can say, how can it be? Because if you take an atom, the electron is active, the proton is not active. Shakti is active, Shivam is static, constant. So this entire universe is a dance of the thing which is unmoving and the thing which is moving. The unmoving and the moving in the gross world is God, but he is beyond that also. So that something which even our mind can't grasp. How can someone be active and not be active? Our mind is incapable of grasping a concept like that. But the rishis experienced God as that, and that's how they saw God as Shivam as nothing but an atom. He is the microcosm of an atom. He is also the macrocosm of this universe. Both are no different. Both are the same. So that is this Virat Swarupa. The Virat Swarupa is Anoraniya Mahato Mahiya. Means Anoraniya is an atom within an atom. And is Mahat beyond, he's universe beyond the universe. So that's the way Rishi's experience. So all that Swami has tried to say. I hope Uncle is, to the extent possible, I try to discuss the topic. Saira. We'll read the next excerpt of Swami. Everyone should respect all others as one's own kin, having the same divine spark and the same divine nature. Then there will be effective production, economic consumption, and equitable distribution, resulting in peace and promotion of love. Now, love based on the innate divinity is absent, and so there is exploitation, deceit, greed, and cruelty. If man becomes aware of all men being cells in the divine body, then there will be no more devaluation of man. Man is a diamond, but he is now treated by other men, and by himself as a piece of glass. Man can realize his mission on the earth only when he knows himself as divine and when he reveres all others as divine. And man has to worship God in the form of man. God appears before him as blind beggar, an idiot, a leper, a child, a decrepit old man, a criminal, or a madman. They look at Vairagya Sutta, means, so many different ways God manifests. It is just impossible to even imagine that it's God. You must see even behind those veils the divine embodiment of love, power, and wisdom, the Sai, and worship him through seva, selfless service. God cannot be identified with one name and one form. He is all names and all forms. All names are his, all forms are his. Your names too are his. You are his forms. You appear as separate individual bodies because the eye that sees them seeks only bodies, the outer encasement. When you clarify and sanctify your vision and look at them through the Atmic eye, the eye that penetrates behind the physical with all its attributes and appurtenances, then you will see others as waves on the ocean of the Absolute. As the 1,000 heads, the 1,000 eyes, the 1,000 feet of Virat Purusha, the supreme sovereign person, sung in the Rig Veda, strive to win that vision and to saturate yourself with that bliss. This is a discourse Swami gave in 1975. So as he has seen, so whatever, even if we want to become good, we want to help others. Swami says that's of use, that's useless until we have that attitude. We are serving God in everything and everyone, in every being. So the Purusha Suktam basically tries to teach us that principle. through these mantras. See, the thing is, sometimes we think I pray to only this God, I believe only in this God, this is my worship, which is actually important because it's practical, which we can apply. But at the same time, our understanding of the principle which we are praying should be such that it encompasses everything. If we worship Swami, we should understand that the Swami actually encompasses every divine form in this world, every divine being in this world. So to get us to that, that's why Swami said, God is not one name, one form. He's all forms. But we should understand that we are experiencing it in all forms through that. It's just like that water we drink in from a tap. But we sometimes forget that water which comes through the tap at home is the water which everyone is receiving in their own taps in their own homes. And when we don't understand that, we may fight with somebody because their water is in a blue glass, somebody's water is in a red glass. So until we understand, come to that understanding, we have not drunk the water, is what Swami says, and that's what Purusha Suktam is trying to teach us, to learn and practice. So we will go to another excerpt of Swami. What is this earth? In Sanskrit, we call it Bhumi. See, Bhumi Mato Puraha, so I thought we will read this also because Swami is mentioning the word Bhumi. What is earth? In Sanskrit, we call it Bhumi. But in the spiritual sense, it is called Bhuma, which means unlimited Brahman. See, that's why I wanted to, I had already mentioned about Bhumi as not only this earth, all that which we perceive in this world as creation. So Swami is calling Bhuma, which means unlimited Brahman. In the Sanatana tradition, there is something called Bhuma Vidya. There are Upanishads which talk about what's called Bhuma Vidya. So in the word Bhauma comes from that. So I don't want to digress, but Swami is telling this. Bhuma, which means unlimited Brahman in a spiritual sense. The earth is not permanent, but Bhuma is permanent. Understanding this truth connotes true spirituality. However, do not consider the world as an obstacle in the path of spirituality. Living in the world, do your duty, discharge your responsibility, but keep the focus on the goal. Never forget it. Here's a small example. A housewife goes to the river. She cleans the vessel, fills it with water, keeps it on her head, and walks her way back while conversing with other women. She may even quarrel with them, but she will never forget the container which she has kept on her head. So Swami is saying, even if we quarrel with others, even if we are washing something, we are doing all sorts of activities in the world, never forget the Purusha. Because he's the water in every container. Our body is a container. In that body, there's water. Others are also containers, carrying a container, which is the Manasa Sarovar. Okay. The body, within that, there is water. Okay. And with that, what water is actually God. So we should not forget that. And the Purusha Suktam is telling, when we say Bhumim, Paschad Bhumim, means that Bhumi is this Bhumi, not the earth we see. That Bhuma principle which never, it never deteriorates, never is destroyed. It is ever present, it's permanent. Okay, that Bhumi is what the Purusha Suktam is speaking about. That is Purusha himself. So that is that mantra. We will go to the next mantra.
Brother, just
Yeah.
some clarification here on your explanation, please. See, when we are serving selfless service, we are saying needy people and all kind of things, right? But according to this, when you look at you are serving the God, then that word doesn't go with along with that. Needy, right? So selfless service is we have to see as a divine, selfless. We are not the body serving kind of that attitude only the selfless comes. Am I right?
Exactly, sister. Exactly.
That should come, and needy also should be removed, saying that that's an opportunity for you to serve the divine again, right? So that how we use it in a worldly sense, based on this explanation, Subhamis, is changed.
That is
That
seva.
is right?
Yes. See, the thing is, knowing that we are also divine, the thing which we are serving is also divine. The person to whom we are giving is also divine inside. Okay. The externally, the body may need some nourishment, but we should not forget the divine in the other person when we are serving. The body needs food. See, there's a baby. The baby needs to be fed. The mother never thinks, oh, baby is poor. But mother knows the baby is hungry. Okay, oh, this baby it can't go to work. Mother will not think, oh, this baby can't do its own work. It can't cook. No, it will. The mother will think it is part of me. Okay, and the mother sees the baby as, okay, now he's hungry, I feed him. But the food which I give is also God. The one who is within the baby is also God. The one who makes me give also is God. So ultimately, seva means experiencing divine in us, divine in the service, divine in the person who lives, without having that in the mind. Like the lady, even if we quarrel with somebody, we should not forget that God is inside that person. Because if your child is bad, he has done something very, very wrong, we will never forget the child is mine, part of me. Okay, we may punish, we may scold, but we will not take it to the extent that we just destroy the child. Okay, so in every action, whether it's good, bad, all sorts of transactions, as long as we do not forget that God is residing in that person, then we are okay. Only then it is selfless. Many people think selfless means not for me, not for others. No, it is not that. Without identifying this limited self, knowing that the one who is the bigger self is having that is actually selfless. The small self should be removed from ourselves as well as the other person. Swami has given lots of nice talks. Until then, whatever you does not become seva. It became maybe a social service, but it sometimes promotes ego. Then we want to capture photos, right? So that's what it is. Okay.
Thank you, brother.
So that's Swami is nicely explained. I hope we'll go to the next mantra. Yat Purushena Havisha Deva Yajna Matanvata Vasanto Asya Sitajyam Grish Idma Sharadhavihi Yat Purushena Havisha Deva Yajna Matanvata Vasanto Asya Sitajyam Grishma Idma Sharadhavihi Yat Purushena Havisha Deva Yajna Matanvata Vasanto Asya Sitajyam Grishma Idma Sharadhavihi. Let's look at some areas of pronunciation. Yat Purushena. The sh is again cerebral sh. So the tip of the tongue should point upwards. Right. Purushena. Havisha. Again the same sha. Deva Yajna Matanvata. It should be simple. Vasanto Asya Sidajyam. Should be simple. Grishma. That ish is again cerebral ish. Just pay attention. Idma. This id is fourth letter in the third varga, so it has to aspirate. So idma. Is sharat id the. Okay, that is also. I think there may be a small mistake there, but 1 second. I will fix it maybe 1 second. Okay, I just fixed it. Sorry about it. So idma sharadhavihi. So there's a idha is there. The first da is third da, not aspirated. Second da, idha is fourth one, so it has to be aspirated. Grishma idma sharadhavihi. Okay. So just pay attention to those. We'll look at the split of the words. We'll take the sandhis and split them and look at individual words. So the first one is yat purushena. Okay, that's sandhi. There's no change, but yat purushena. Havisha deva yajnam atanvata. Yajnam atanvata. The plus a becomes ma. Vasantaha becomes to. Taha becomes to because of sandhi. Asya asit ajyam. There are three words which has become asya asidajyam. Asya asid becomes asya plus a becomes sya. Sit it becomes id because of sandhi, so it becomes id and plus a becomes da. That's how you get asya asidajyam. Asya asid ajyam. Grishma idma sharad. This visarga idmaha has become ish because of sandhi. So that's how you get idma sharad. Again, it has become id. And the ha because of that has become dha. So that's how you get id plus ha becomes idha. Okay. Sharadhavihi. Okay. So that's sandhi split. We can look at the word-to-word meaning. Yat, which, that Purusha, Yat Purusha, that Purusha which we were talking about. Okay. Which, or that Purushena. So the Purushena is the third vibhakti or third noun form of the word Purusha. Okay. So that means in English you would say by, with, through. All those words can be used for Purushena. Havisha. Again, Havisha is the third vibhakti. Third, just like Purushena, Havisha is also third vibhakti of the simple noun Havis. Havisha means with Havis. Okay. What is Havis? So Purushena means by that Purusha, through that Purusha. Havisha means with or through sacred offering. Hafiz is usually ghee. Some people say it's ghee. Some people will say it is grains, rice grains also. And other ingredients. Hafiz means can be all yajna, samhita, so, objects, herbs, and various offerings which are generally offered. All of them collectively is called Havis. So with Purusha, with Havis, that means Purusha himself has become Havis. Okay. Purushena. Devaha. Okay. Devaha means gods. We can, but Devahas also, our Indriyas are also Devas. Okay, that way also you can say. Some of the commentators have said Devaha means gods, Indriyani. Okay. Indriyas. Yajnam. Yajnam means sacrifice. So yajna means generally people we see it is something which we offer in the fire. That is one yajna, but everything can be a yajna. Anything which we offer in the world is yajna, offering. Okay, like for example, even japa is also yajna. When we do chant, also that also can be offered. So you can offer your thought, word, deed, everything. Everything is yajna, offering. So you can offer something in the physical sense. A physical fire, you can offer things physically. There can be mental space also. There's fire. There also you can offer everything you thought. You can offer there. In the fire, which is mental fire. The fire, jnana agni also you can see. The fire of wisdom. You offer your thoughts. So at different levels also there is sacrifice happening. Okay, yajna. Atanvata. Atanvata has two meanings. One is spread, making things, tanvata. Otherwise, you can perform sacrifice. You doing something, accomplishing. All this means atanvata, which is past tense. Okay. Lang. It's past imperfect. Okay, atanvata. Okay, so gods are, devas are using this Purusha. Using this Purusha are doing yajna. Okay. See, unfortunately, some people read this and say, oh, there was human sacrifice in the Vedic times. This is the way many Westerners have translated this. And so because of that, people say in the Vedic times, people were sacrificing, human sacrifice was taking place. Of course, there were instances where people have sacrificed human being, but this Upanishads, Purusha Suktam is talking about something completely different. You should understand the Purusha who has been described, which is God himself, who is 1/3 this world, 3/3. We have all, and he is complete, he is full. He has become all this. So if God has become all this, whatever we offer is Purusha only. If you have ghee, that is also Purusha. Because isn't God that? God has only differentiated and become that. The God has become the grain. God has become the sticks. Everything is God. So this is what Brahmarpanam, Brahma Havis. That is what it is. Brahma is Havis. God is Havis. That is again, so in Gita, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is telling this. Brahmarpanam, Brahma Havis, Brahmakna, Brahmana Kutam. So in the Brahma fire, Brahma is offering Brahman. That's the meaning of the Brahmarpanam. I think we have already looked at it. So the Havis which Devas are offering is also God. Because in this world, everything is God. When everything is God, what you offer is God in the God fire and so on. So which is coming through in this mantra. So Devas, with this Purusha, who has become many in this world, with that they are doing yajna. Okay. So that's when we do seva, we offering God, another God from our God, God who is us. That experience is seva. That is itself is sadhana, that itself is the true yajna. Okay, deva yajna atanvata. Vasantaha. Vasanta is the season of spring. Vasantaha. Asya, of this, that is of this Purusha, Asit, it was, or it remains, Ajyam. Ajyam means ghee, or clarified butter, for anyone who does not know what's a ghee, or curdled milk, which means yogurt also you can say. So all there is Ajyam. So the Ajyam which is offered in the fire is the same as the spring season itself. Okay, so spring season is nothing but the ghee which you offer in the fire. Grishma is summer. Grishma is Idma. Idma is firewood, the sticks of which we put in the fire. Okay, because if the fire, all of them contain heat within them also. The fire, the wood by itself is fire, because if you rub two food, fire comes out. Okay, heat comes out. The heat is dormant in a stick, but when it's rubbed, the heat which is dormant comes out, that energy. So, but the same way, summer is also heat. So the summer which we experience is also like the firewood. Sharat is autumn. Autumn, no leaves fall. Okay, that is the sacred offering. So you can imagine the poetic vision of these rishis. They look at the seasons and they are saying the devas are doing yajna. Devas are doing yajna, and oh, they're offering something, then it becomes vasant, spring. Then they offer something, then the fire rages. Once you put firewood sticks, no, the fire is, so the heat is generated. Summer. Then they put havis. Then everything falls. Everything subdued. Fall. And the leaves are all falling. So when they see the leaves falling, they think, oh, the devas are offering everything to God. That's why it's all falling. So they saw everything in this creation, even the changing of seasons, as nothing but a continuous yajna which is happening in this world. Because they were able to see everything in this world as a yajna. When the spring comes, they think it's a yajna. When the summer comes, they think that is also a yajna. So they were able to see everything in this world as divine being offered to divine, divine offering divine to divine. That is the way they perceive this world. And that is the poetic visualization of the rishis of this universe, this creation, the changing of seasons, everything as an aspect of God. And in that they took great delight. I have a small excerpt of Swami, I will read that.
Brother Sai Ram, so divine, offering to divine, kind of like that thing. What is ultimately what is the ultimate message on that, please?
Message is, sister, see the entire creation and what's happening around us as nothing but the continuous yajna being performed by the Purusha. See, for example, so if you see, a person is offering a wood piece in the fire. Okay. If I am the wood piece, will I feel sad or happy? The wood piece can say, I am wood, why is this fellow throwing me in the fire? Okay, naturally. If I am the piece of wood, I will say, leave me alone, don't throw me in the fire. Okay. So people may throw us also on fire. We should feel the other wood which is being offered. So what happens is every experience of ours, whether it's good, bad, from a limited perspective, when we identify with the body, mind, will become very different. But when you're experiencing it as a divine event happening, then your experience is completely different. So these are ways in which once we start imagining the world like this, you look at a tree, the fall is coming, then the fall is going to come. All the leaves will fall. You should say, oh, the trees are offering their leaves to God. They're offering what they have to God. And they become detached, renounced. No, nothing different than sannyasa. Okay, that's also offering. You may be a younger person or you're going to work. You're offering work. People say, I am burnt out after doing something. Summer, you're so active. Rajas is very high. That is also God. Spring, you're blossoming everything. The fire, no, you put a little bit of ghee, the fire will start coming up, lighting. That is youngs, So at every stage, whenever we see, we should be able to experience divinity within that phenomenon.
The
If-
sacrifice allows you to see the divinity.
Yes,
That's what it is, right?
that's what it is.
Okay.
See
thank you.
divinity in everything in this world.
The
And
experience.
experience. Winter
you.
comes, we should sing and go into the snow. We will say, oh my God, why is this snow falling? I had to shovel. I'm reminded of a talk given by Yasin Shankar. He was our advisor. Now he's very old, so old that he doesn't remember many things. But I remember listening to one of his talks when he came to Toronto to give in the mid-90s. There was something organized. He had come to give talk. So in that he was telling, he's from what's that place? East Coast. Okay, Nova Scotia.
Newfoundland?
Not Newfoundland, Nova Scotia.
Oh, Nova Scotia.
Okay. So he says there's always so much snow, so much wind, so much thing. So he said every day he used to feel so sad whenever it snowed. He hated going and shoveling snow. Whenever he saw snow, he couldn't stand. So one day, but he had, because of Swami's influence, he was going and volunteering in a blind school. He used to go and read stories for the children. So that one winter he was going, apparently he got up and it snowed very heavily. Getting the car out of the snow itself was a big challenge. He almost cursed himself and he drove to the blind school. And he parked and got down from the car and he was walking to the school. He saw a little blind girl. She was standing in the snow and apparently she was twirling and twirling. So happy and singing. So he stopped by and asked, oh little girl, what's your name and why are you so happy? Then the child said, oh, the snow feels so nice. I feel so nice. And at that time, then he realized that this girl who is telling snow is nice has not even seen the snow. And then he looks at the snow and he sees so white layer of snow. Okay, so his experience was able to see the snow. You also can feel the snow. And he can feel the vibrancy of but is it that blind child was able to experience that? But here he was, even though he was blessed by God to be able to read, see the beauty of the snow also, he was cursing it. So he said that little girl taught me to see the divine effulgence in the snow. He said after that, his entire view of what snow was changed. He used to say, oh, I'm in Kailash and I will go and I will sing one Shiva bhajan and I will shovel the snow. When I'm tired, I will come in singing the bhajan, Shiva bhajan. Then I will go again and I will sing Shiva bhajan and shovel the snow. After that, he said, whenever snow came, I felt I was in Kailash. So see the way we perceive things in the world. And so that after I listened to that talk, I had a completely change of looking. It's not that something of even now, snow and the winter is very unbearable. But if you are prepared for it, and mentally as well as physically, our experience can be very fine. So that's what it is. I hope it must share that winter is not mentioned, so I included winter also. Okay, Sairam Auntie.
Sai Aruna, I think ultimately truth is the way we perceive everything is what matters. That is how you have to satisfy yourself, I think.
Yes. Thank you, Sairam Auntie. So there's one small excerpt of Swami, I will just read it. It's the same Brahmarpana only, but nothing, no harm in just reading. The food we eat should have Patra Shuddhi, Paka Shuddhi, and Padartha Shuddhi, purity of vessel, cooking process, and ingredients. But it is very difficult to know if the food has all three qualities. That is all the Shuddhi, purity. Therefore, when you offer it to God by chanting the Brahmarpanam mantra, It is sanctified and acquires all these qualities. Okay. Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavit, Brahmaknau, Brahmanahutam, Brahmaivatena Gantavyam, Brahma Karma Samadhina. Brahma is the ladle as well as the oblation. He is the sacrificial fire, or as also the sacrificer. Brahman is the goal of the one who is engaged in the act of sacrifice. That's the translation they are given. Before offering to God, it is merely a food item. Once it is offered to God, it becomes free from all impurities and gets transformed into prasadam. By eating such sacred food, one will not acquire any mental impurities. We offer food to God on a clean plantain leaf. But today we have to inquire what type of food is offered and to whom. The human body is the plantain leaf. The heart of man is a sacred vessel and virtues. The sacred feelings and good conduct are like the sacred food items. But to whom are these being offered? These are being offered to the demons of evil qualities, wicked feelings such as anger, hatred, and jealousy. The food that is eaten and left over by these demons of hatred, anger, and jealousy is being offered to God. That is why people today are the victims of restlessness, difficulties, sorrows, and misery. Get rid of evil qualities and offer your virtues to God. With a prayer, oh God, you are the resident of my heart. You are the embodiment of love, kindness, and compassion. Here I offer the sweet pudding of my virtues. Please accept. So as you can see in the mantra, who is performing the yajna? Offering all this to God? Devaha. Divine beings offer everything to God. So when we cultivate divine qualities, those qualities themselves are devas. And they will offer everything to God. They will understand that they are offering God, Purushena, Avisha. So they do everything as a yajna. So when we cultivate divine qualities in us, whatever we do, with the thought that God is in everything and everyone, then that becomes a proper yajna. And Swami is saying how we should go about doing that, which is what is explained in the mantra. Then we will see every phenomenon in this world, every act. We will be able to, even if it is suffering, even if it's pain, within that we will never be sorrowful. We will still have love, kindness, and compassion, and we will be able to experience God. That's the essence of this mantra. I will stop here. It's about 10:20. I was thinking initially I will bring one more mantra, but then I said enough, there'll be enough discussion, so I think it was okay. I will stop here. If there are any questions, if I know the answer, I will answer. Otherwise, we can close and we can meet again next week.
Thank you. Very beautiful.
Thank you very much, Uncle Sairam. So we will close with Samasta Loka. Sairam, everyone. Oh, Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sairam, everyone.